These are dark times, there is no denying.
Tell me where he is.
Our world has faced no greater threat than it does today. But you can't fight this war on your own, Mr. Potter.
So guys, how do you think that Harry Potter films have affected a whole generation? How is it going to still affecting maybe new generations to come?
Well, it's had an enormous effect on so many young people, which we know from the fan mail we get. You know, very, very intense and very passionate people, and all the websites and all the interest and the premieres and the people. Everything is unprecedented, really, and you know, it'll be interesting to see if that does carry on with new generations that are not yet born, but come into, I guess, depending on the way cinema goes in the future. But I think there's never going to be anything that's this long, you know, this over 10, 12 years, whatever it's been, to be done again. I think it will be impossible.
They are coming. They are coming. Harry! No! No! Hang on, Harry!
Nobody else is going to die. Not for me. We have to do something.
What part about working on the saga did you enjoy the most? And what kind of sacrifices did you have to make while you were working on it as well?
The sacrifices were the fact that you were booked for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
So you'd be booked for like 10 months, and you might only be used 2 weeks of that. But they had to book you because of how big a machine it is, and how they never really know when they're going to put you. And that is a sacrifice, because you can't take on maybe other jobs that you'd love to do, or you know, you can't really plan certain things. Like, I wanted to do a tour with my band, or I wanted to go on holiday to see my family, and it's like you can't really, it's hard to plan your life around when you're doing it.
And you have to maintain your appearance as well.
Yeah.
Not so much for, well, I had a beard for 6 years, for one thing, because I couldn't shave. The positive thing is just the enormously good time we all have together, and the great people involved, and that just, you know, by some kind of chemistry that everyone just gets on very, very, very well, and everyone loves each other very much, I think.
And we were talking earlier about Dan, like he is this amazing human.
Okay.
He's just brilliant, and he does make everyone feel welcome. And of course, like a corporation, right? The boss or the owner of anything dictates the vibe of how everything's going to be. And because thankfully, he was the main guy, and he's grown up so amazingly. The vibe on set always had jokes, always had fun, always. Do you know what I mean? It was, and there was always support. You never felt I never felt self-conscious or weird, even though you're doing something that's going to be recorded forever and everyone's going to see it. You just kind of, on set, I didn't feel the pressure. Maybe when I went home, I'd be like, but there on set, no.
Okay. But do you think that now it's going to be easier to find roles, or it's actually going to be more difficult to find new roles?
Oh, I hope it's not going to be more difficult. No,
Yes.
No, it's been very, very, very good since. I mean, I've just had, I think, the best year I've ever had in the last year gone by in terms of other work. It started with finishing this, and then I've gone on to work with, you know, Roland Emmerich, Steven Spielberg, Luc Besson. It's like some of the best people in the world. So it's you know, it's done something good.
With me, it's helped me with my band, Molotov Jukebox. I've been able to get more fans. I've had my first ever lead, which is coming out in September, called You Instead, which we took just now to Austin, and it's got US distribution, European distribution, so that, you know, that of course has helped. And I've got a film called Bellamy and Game of Thrones. I mean, which of course another kind of franchise, another kind of amazing series of books. That's going to be, so the books are great. And again, like Harry Potter, like when I joined both Harry Potter and Game of Thrones, I hadn't read the books. I was really excited about not being unemployed. And then suddenly you read it and you're like, this is brilliant, I'm so glad I got this job.
Sure.